Welcome back to my Colorado Mountain Garden and Homestead. And these are the oyster mushrooms that I started last week. For the bucket here, this is the first one that I started, and it did not include bran. The next day, so this one's only at day 6 right now. It'll be day 7 tomorrow. That is the one with the bran. And for me, it looks like the bran has a little bit more mycelium growing and being very active than this one here that doesn't have the bran. And you can see the little holes, and I've got 4 on each side, so if I turn it around, they'd have 4 there too. And you can see the darkness of that. That's what the substrate, which is, I used wood fuel pellets, or for my pellet stove, I should say, not pellet stove, pellet smoker. So if you go back to the first video, you can kind of see how dark in color that was. And now that we've got all the mycelium growing, everything's getting happy. I'm going to go ahead and pull the top off of this and tilt it forward just so that you can see what that all looks like. So it's very happy right now. Everything's acting like it's supposed to. Let's get the lid back on because we don't want to lose any of that moisture. I'm going to put a link to my public Facebook page. On that Facebook page, I kind of took pictures of the lion's mane that I started, and I hope to get a video of that done next. And you can see that we're only on day 4 there. So it's a little bit slower. It did not start getting the mycelium till I started seeing it a little bit yesterday. So there was really no reason to do a video, but I also put a picture of the shelving unit that I have that I'm going to be growing these in. And it was just a old little greenhouse shelf thing that I've had for a while. And then on that, we are going to have the humidifier at the bottom. It's a little tiny one. It only holds about, I think it said 2 liters of water. And I did run a test on that, and I was able to get just on the lowest settings. So I probably have to block the hole a little bit. It to 60% in less than 20 minutes inside the little chamber. But I don't have it running right now because there's no reason for it. Once the tape comes off of these, then I'll need to have it running, or I would have to come in and mist everything. What else? I can't remember if I mentioned it yet or not, but I did get my grain spawn from North Spore. They seem to have the best deal and the largest package of the grain spawn. And I bought the Italian oyster mushroom grain spawn and the lion's mane grain spawn from there. Probably take another week, possibly 2, before I can take the tape, which is surgical tape, off of the holes. And again, in here, there's 8 holes total. This is a 1-gallon container. I keep calling it a bucket, so I'm kind of bucket growing. If you had a 5-gallon container, you could put more holes in it. It's just that since these are small, I'm not going to do that. Everything is working out like it's supposed to. I have not seen any problems yet with any sort of contamination and stuff like that. And given how much spore is in here, I think that it will basically keep that out of there. But again, this is the first time that I've made these on my own. I have grown from kits. The kits that I grew from were from Back to the Roots, and they did pretty good. But wanted to give this a try. It's a little bit cheaper. When you first start up, if you don't already have a bucket or something like that, yeah, you have that investment of the bucket, but I'll be able to reuse the bucket each time. And I'm hoping I'll get at least 2, possibly 3 flushes. And a flush is a growth of mushrooms. off of these buckets. So after the mushrooms come out and I cut them off, it says it takes about 7 to 14 days to produce another flush if you're going to get it. It can take a little longer. Each flush that comes out technically will have less mushrooms because you're using up all of the spores and stuff like that and depleting the soil. One thing I will do, because I know that the one without bran weighed about 3.5 pounds. So after I get that first flush of mushrooms and cut it off, I'm going to weigh it again just to kind of see where I'm at as far as weight goes. And I may have to inject some water in it. I'm not going to pour the water on the top. I'm going to actually put it down inside. I have like a injector for like meat, so you can inject flavors into meat, and I'm just going to use that and fill it up. The one said, I think it said for like a 2-gallon bucket that they injected 500 cc's of water. So I'll just have to see where I'm at and if I think I need to do it. In theory, I shouldn't really have to because these holes are going to be uncovered and it should be absorbing moisture through those. In the grow shelf, my mushrooms are going to be up towards the top because they produce CO2 when they start fruiting. And CO2 is heavier, so that drops to the bottom. So I will be moving them up so that they're not in that area, I should say the bad zone, but I will open it up from time to time each day and let the CO2 clear out. So we should be fine there. I don't have any problems. I'm not going to put any extra fan or anything like that. My little ultrasonic humidifier pulls air in, so it'll be pulling some air in. And the bottom, I'm not going to close it, zip it all the way closed. I'm going to leave it a little bit so that things can escape. Also in that room, I do have a regular room humidifier that we run during the winter months because we have the fireplace going. So here it is, third video, Italian oyster mushrooms, and everything seems to be working as it's supposed to. I hope you're having a wonderful day and happy gardening.